Hard-fought first half, Coach. In a game like this, how do you get the win?
Can't hear you, I'm sorry.
In a game like this, how do you get the win in a hard-fought first half?
Well, we were fortunate just to be down 4. You know, we lost our backup center, and then we got big foul trouble. John Wilkins got his 3rd. We had Iki with 2. We were makeshift lineup the whole way. We felt good to be able to go in only down 4. I hope that we can stay out of foul trouble and, you know, play our normal lineup.
Good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Tom. Our chat with the coaches is brought to you by the St. Charles, Missouri Convention and Visitors Bureau. For making plans to attend the 2012 State Farm MVC Women's Basketball Championship, go to www.historicstcharles.com or call 800-366-2427. With Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney here in St. Louis at Arch Madness, and Jordan Treloff is not here. Coach Jankovic was referring to losing the backup center, which cut into their depth before the foul trouble did today.
Well, and that's exactly why, really, it's a premium to get the ball inside for Illinois State, because Jackie Carmichael has an athletic advantage inside, and so I'd look for the Cardinals, or for the Redbirds, excuse me. You threw me off with the Cardinals.
Sorry.
I'd look for the Redbirds to really attack the paint.
And how about Northern Iowa? Northern Iowa has been able to play good enough defense for some long scoring droughts for Illinois State, yet it's only a 4-point game.
You know, Northern Iowa, when they ran their on-ball screen action, John, it created mismatches inside because the defense switches off in that situation. If I'm Ben Jacobson, I'm going to really start looking for more on-ball screens in the second half to force that switch and, again, pound it inside, because Jay Cook, when he's been aggressive, he's been really good in the paint.
Our broadcast crew is wearing the mock turtlenecks today in honor of our former colleague, the late Charlie Spoonhour, who was so loved in these parts, coaching down at Springfield at Southwest Missouri State, now Missouri State, and here in St. Louis, coaching the Billikens, and he was a broadcaster on the Valley Games, also down at Oklahoma. But Coach Spoonhour, and it's interesting, Denny Crum, who was inducted in the Missouri Valley Hall of Fame, was here, and our intermission interview with Scott Warman. But the day that Denny Crum announced that he was retiring at Louisville, Charlie and I were working a game at Charlotte with Charlotte and Memphis, and Charlie came out wearing the red jacket with the black mock turtleneck. We came on the air announcing that Coach Crum is going to retire at the end of the season. I said, Coach, I see you've applied. He had the colors on, ready to go. But what a storyteller and what a terrific human being. He is greatly, greatly missed.
What a great coach. You talk about teams that really executed. Charlie Spoonhour's teams that executed as well as any teams in the country during his multiple tenures at different schools.
And here are the Redbirds going right to the basket, but lost the ball out of bounds, last touch by Northern Iowa. So we're underway in the second half. The Redbirds did not score the last 3 minutes and 43 seconds of the first half. They had scoring droughts of 404, 508, and 343. And that's on target for Bryant Allen. He has 8 points, 2 3-point field goals in the first half.
Well, that kid came originally to play football, but he's been a great fine basketball. Just a competitor, tough, strong.
Wide open. The freshman of the year, Seth Tuttle, gets his first field goal. And it comes at 19-14 of the second half.
Good read by Seth. Just go ahead and split that screen and just roll to the basket.
Boy, Jay Cook got involved in the play. Here's Mitchell. And we have a travel call. Turnover for Northern Iowa. And turnovers were very low for the Panthers in the first half.
Watch Seth Tuttle come out like he's going to set the screen and then just rolls. Slips right to the basket. Jackie Carmichael was cheating to help out on the on-ball screen. Seth Tuttle read it, went right to the rack.
That turnover on the other end by Northern Iowa was only the third for the Panthers today.
Yeah, they've done a great job taking care of the ball.
Here's a shot by Nick Moore. Oh, that rims out. He had the shot, had a good look. Tuttle gets the ball to his point guard, Deion Mitchell. Mitchell with room and denied by Carmichael. Iki was also in there trying to cut off the play. Here's a shot for 3, and that's short by Tyler Brown. Here's Deion Mitchell slowing the pace, getting the Panthers into their offense.
Interesting to watch these half-court sets. Now the offensive flow, Tuttle, Jake Cook, two guys they want to get touches around the paint area.
Long three by Cook. Carmichael with the rebound, and the foul is on Tuttle, his third.
This is what a block sounds like. That's a big paw on leather right there.
3 blocks for each team in this one. The game is separated by 4 points. Illinois State will try to cut into UNI's lead here. Clenched fist for the play as Moore comes across the line. Carmichael setting the pick. And there was an open shot that Allen couldn't score.
And Carmichael getting no touches in the half-court sets.
Anthony James. There's your football player picking up the fumble. Tried to go back door to Brown, but that was cut off nicely as Northern Iowa got back. Mark Sonnen and Jake Cook were back there.
Fumble!
There you go.
Tell you what, when Bryant Allen's in the game, you're not sure if what's going to happen is going to be good or bad, but something's going to happen.
Iki.
Whoa!
Oh, there's tons of contact. Mark Sonnen trying to seal off for the rebound, got tangled up with Tyler Brown. That's Sonnen's first foul.
Yeah, nothing malicious here, just trying to block. Well, that might have been malicious. Be interesting to see if the officials would go and review that. However, we will play on. You've got to have physical evidence. Like if you would have seen a player go down on that, I wouldn't be surprised to see the officials go to the monitor and review that play. Too late now.
Iki. And he scores. That's Iki's first field goal. He averages 9 points a game. Illinois State's 2 for 7 from the field this half. Northern Iowa 1 for 3.
You know, John, this feels like a game that you can pretty much fast forward to about the last 10 seconds. Just the way it's going to be today.
From the corner. An air ball for Mark Sonnen. Illinois State trying to tie it or take the lead. Nice spin move, and the scoop is good by Tyler Brown. Well, he created some space, didn't he?
He really did. He got a good spin move, put him in position to score.
27 all.
Well, that's an advantage I think Illinois State has. Big mismatch down low. You got to get to Cook, matched up with Nick Moore.
Moore listed at 5'9" and Cook at 6'9". That is short for Sonnen. There's Cook. And wide open chip Rank scores.
Cook gets the rebound because he's isolated down low with the smaller Illinois State defender. It was no contest for the offensive glass against Nick Moore.
Nick Moore looking back door, but that was cut out by Johnny Moran. Quick shot by Allen. And the rebound by James, who will run the floor for the Panthers. Moran. And on the long rebound, here comes Moore for Illinois State.
Where 4 defenders sprinted back for Illinois State. Not necessarily a great shot for Northern Iowa that last possession.
There was Carmichael with a touch that he couldn't score, couldn't get inside Rank or Cook. And we're going to a break at 15:05 to go in the second half. 29-27 UNI as Illinois State and Northern Iowa battle it out in St. Louis. UNI tradition with the interlude with their fans, their dance team, their cheerleaders, and Northern Iowa leads Illinois State 29-27 in the second half. Today's Missouri Valley Conference scores, a presentation of Casey's General Store, convenience store, and a whole lot more. Wichita State cleaned up 72-48 over Indiana State. And we'll await the winner of this game for tomorrow's action tonight. Creighton and Drake at 6. Evansville, Missouri State at 8:30.
John, remember when we talked about the switching defense of Illinois State creates mismatches? And we've been able to see that with the shot from Sonnen. Watch the backside. Jake Cook simply has a size advantage over Nick Moore, finds the open man, Chip Rank. That's the disadvantage of switching off of screens. You can also get offensive glass work on the backside.
Had a whistle off the ball and a foul called. It's against Allen. First personal foul. Inbounds pass for Moran, way out to Chip Rank.
I really enjoyed your version of the interlude during the time.
Thank you. I feel like it's kind of like the seventh inning stretch in baseball, but quite invigorating. Yeah, right. It is for the fans. They have a great time with it.
They do. It's fun.
And the broadcasters, too. One-hander off the back iron for James. Now Moore.
Well, I'd really like to see the Jackie Carmichael inside get a touch.
Sonnen got a touch. It cost him his second foul.
Jackie Carmichael was so effective offensively early in this basketball game as Illinois State kept pounding the ball in the paint for their best athlete. But frankly, we haven't seen him get very many quality touches here since the beginning of the basketball game.
I can only recall one, and then he was double-teamed, couldn't score. And Northern Iowa made Carmichael a big-time point of interest. A point of emphasis. Number one's Tyler Brown.
There it is. And there's the double. Move the ball quickly to the backside.
From the baseline, and that goes down. Iki was at a 2 or 3. It was 2. He has 2 two-point field goals in the second half.
Even when you get touches and they double, it creates offensive opportunities. Iki found the open area.
The 8th time today we've had a tie game. Or excuse me, the 4th time today we've had a tie game. We've had 7 lead changes. Here's a lead for Northern Iowa, 31-29.
You might as well go to the well again. If it works before, it'll work again. Post touch, there it is. There's the double. And Nick Moore wide open because of the screen from Iki.
Oh, how about the follow for Tyler Brown? He got the offensive rebound in the basket.
Boy, that was a well-designed play. Ball went low, screened by Iki. Moore wide open in the offensive glass work by Illinois State as Northern Iowa scrambles.
And on the turnover, here come the Redbirds as Anthony James tipped the ball away to save by Moore. Now low for the dunk. There's Carmichael.
Right on cue. Get the ball inside. This time Iki reads it. Everybody cheats backside. Iki goes ball side, open for the 3. Why not do it again? There's the double. There's the screen. More wide open because the scrambling defense, offensive board work. Why not go to it again and flush it? Jackie Carmichael.
Anthony James with the foul. Carmichael is on the line shooting for the 3-point play. Count it. 10 for Carmichael. And with that free throw, here in the second half, the veterans of Foreign Wars Foundation and the Missouri Valley Conference ask you to participate in the Return the Favor Charity Stripe campaign. This season, the VFW Foundation and the Valley encourage fans to return the favor to those who protect our country. You can be a part of helping our troops by texting RETURN to 90999 or log on to MVCSports.com/CharityStripe to make a pledge or a gift to help our military and their families. And with all that, we'll take a break. 12:41 left in the second half. It's Illinois State by 3. More to come from St. Louis. 8 lead changes. Illinois State's biggest lead of the day is 34-31. Emerson is proud to bring you the Larry Bird Trophy update. Let's take a look at the players involved in this year's running for the Larry Bird Trophy with Doug McDermott of Creighton winning the honor.
Now, Doug McDermott, a candidate for Player of the Year across the country. You're going to see 3 of those guys tonight, along with McDermott. Colt Ryan dropped 43 on Creighton earlier, just a couple weeks ago, and then Kyle Weems of Missouri State Colt Ryan and Kyle Weems going head-to-head.
And learn more about the Larry Bird Trophy. Visit MVCSports.com. Emerson, consider it solved. And that's our lineup tonight. Drake and Creighton, Missouri State, and Evansville for you on the Missouri Valley TV network. And the 6th turnover before the break. 6th turnover by UNI. Gives Illinois State the ball. Carmichael on the fadeaway. Too much fade. Here's Moran in the front court. As Northern Iowa is looking up at Illinois State now by 3 points.
Well, here's where the leadership of Johnny Moran, number 13 in purple, needs to step up. Help his teammates through the rough patch.
Tuttle is playing with 3 fouls, cut off by Carmichael. Deion Mitchell will back away against Moore. Tuttle sets the pick, but wasn't open in the lane. Koch with the miss on the 3-point attempt, and Carmichael up big and strong on the rebound. Illinois State looking to add to the lead. With the spin and the layup, Tyler Brown has 7. The biggest lead today for Illinois State at 5 points. A low-scoring game here in St. Louis at Arch Madness.
Boy, Illinois State really getting the ball in the post offensively and denying the paint defensively.
How about Tuttle and Carmichael, the way they've been grabbing and banging at the baseline. And there was the opening for Moran, but he had to alter his shot just enough to miss it. And Moran gets the steal. And that's blocked. Carmichael with the block, and he secures the basketball for the Redbirds. Talk about getting back. To the delight of the Redbird fans here at Scott Trade Center.
And Carmichael just indicated Tim Jankovic he needs a blow.
Here's Bryant Allen. Number 11 is Nick Moore penetrating. Allen's open. But so is Jake Cook underneath for the defensive board. We have a reach in on the drive by Deion Mitchell. And we're going to go to break with a block party for you. Carmichael. Do I hear Carmichael again? Illinois State by 5 in St. Louis. Look at our State Farm MVC tournament bracket to this point. With Wichita State winning, Wichita State awaits the winner of this game for the semifinal action tomorrow. Creighton and Drake tonight. And following that, the late game, Evansville, Missouri State, setting up the other semifinal at 4:05 tomorrow in Arch Madness. I misspoke earlier, Mark. I had mentioned Ben Jacobson and the 3-point baskets that we were talking about with 195 now for Johnny Moran, and the record is Ben Jacobson, who has over 203, but a different Ben Jacobson than the coach. Because Ben Jacobson, their coach, is from Dakota and went to school in South Dakota.
So we apologize
My
to both
mistake.
real Ben Jacobsons
Yes.
at Northern Iowa and their fans.
From the block. Cook. And he forces it up. He was in heavy traffic. Geeky clears it out. Brown stops and pops. And Deion Mitchell will bring it back.
Sometimes this young team that has 10 NCAA Division I years of experience settles for those kinds of shots.
Boy, Tuttle was blocked off at the end line. Illinois State a 36-31 lead and the basketball.
I like where Northern Iowa has gotten the basketball offensively. They've just not been able to finish a couple times because of athletic plays on the defensive end by Illinois State.
And the turnaround, and Wilkins, who's playing with 4 fouls, gets his first free throw. In fact, head coach Ben Jacobson graduated from North Dakota in '94. I said South Dakota. I'm just getting deeper and deeper into trouble now. So I'll move on. And we have a timeout taken by Northern Iowa with Illinois State applying the pressure, leading 38-31 with 9:07 to go here in the second half.
Now, Jackie Carmichael has been a difference maker, especially here in the second half. As Illinois State made their run, 10 points, 13 rebounds, 3 blocks, his 12th double-double of the season.
And Illinois State's 9-2 this year when Carmichael goes for the double-double. He has 3 blocked shots today. Carmichael has scored 10 points. He has 13 rebounds to go along with the 3 blocks.
Well, we talked about the importance of the inside game for Illinois State, and Jackie Carmichael is the inside game as the next top 6 scorers take 55% of their total shots from behind the arc. So he truly is that inside game for this Redbird offense.
Rank is in the game, number 4 for Northern Iowa. Number 20 is Jake Cook. The leading scorer, Anthony James. A 7-point Illinois State lead. A 3 ball by Rank just into the game.
That's the best motion of the afternoon for Northern Iowa.
We're coming down to 8.5 minutes left in the game. The last made field goal by UNI was at 13:42 in the second half. The lob low, Iki along the baseline, back out it comes. Allen can't get it, but Iki keeps the ball alive, run down by Wilkins. Boy, they're active as the Redbirds keep control of the basketball in this possession. They got a new shot clock. That clock is now down to 20 seconds.
Mismatch off the switch.
The follow by Wilkins.
And because of the switch of the defense, you had a point guard on Wilkins down low. Once again, it happened for Northern Iowa earlier. It happened for Illinois State on that possession.
And a wide open shot goes down for James. His first field goal. Second chance points in the game favor Illinois State, 13-3 over Northern Iowa.
But here's the good news for Northern Iowa on the offensive end. They are progressively getting better looks and better looks at the basket over the last 5 possessions.
A left-hand shot forced by Tyler Brown. Here's Northern Iowa. Stutter step all the way to the end line. James off the backboard. Well, the follow attempt denied for Chip Rank, and Rank is going to go to the free throw line. And the foul was on Iki, his third. A 3 ball by Northern Iowa trying to crawl back into this Arch Madness game in St. Louis.
7:15 left here in Game 2 of quarterfinal Friday. Time now for today's State MVC history, brought to you by the VFW Foundation. Let's go back to 2002. Sean Jepson, who scored a game-high 24, hit a baseline jumper with no time remaining to give Illinois State a 64-63 victory over Drake in the Arch Madness quarterfinals. The VFW Foundation and the Missouri Valley Conference ask you to participate in the Return the Favor Charity Stripe campaign. Visit MVCsports.com/CharityStripe to find out how you can return the favor to our military members and their families. Johnny?
All right, Scott. There have been 6 more shot attempts by Illinois State from the field here in the second half, as you see the first free throw go down for Chip Rank. 9 out of 23 for Illinois State, 5 for 17 for UNI. Illinois State has shot 39%, 29% for the Panthers. And off the missed free throw by Chip Rank, Illinois State will try to build on a 3-point lead. With the contact, the clock is stopped at 7:02 left in the second half. Mark Sonnen just picked up his 3rd foul in the process. And a look at Ben Jacobson in his 6th season at UNI. This team in the man-to-man. Tyler Brown. Cousin. A 3 attempt. No good by Wilkins.
I like what I see from Northern Iowa right now.
Except for that, with the ball thrown away and the turnover.
Ben Jacobson really wanted the foul called. No foul. We'll play through.
Wilkins missed it. And scrambling to the end line, Anthony James couldn't save it in for Northern Iowa. Coach Jacobson shakes his head over on the sideline, hands on his hips. Now claps his hands in encouragement as Illinois State plays it in. Fresh 35 on the shot clock. All the way out to John Wilkins. Brown caught in the air, but he had a pass.
Got bailed out right there.
And that was too wide for Anthony Cousin. Out of bounds. The ball goes back to Northern Iowa with 6:10 to go in the second half. And off the bench, senior Johnny Moran checks back in for the freshman Deion Mitchell. 2 field goals in the last 11 possessions for the Northern Iowa Panthers. Yet they're very much in the game, only down by 3. 1-possession game.
I like the way they've run their offense last several possessions. They've been getting good shots.
Sonnen backs it out. Ball fake by Cook in the lane. There he is. Oh, but too hard off the glass. The shot was right there for him.
Well, how many times can Northern Iowa put themselves in position to score and simply not finish the play?
Moore from the three-point line.
But one thing you'll say about Northern Iowa, even though they may not be successful on the offensive end, it doesn't affect their defense. They're just as stingy every possession.
Wilkins to Carmichael. Carmichael working in on Cook, and he got the fade away. Jackie Carmichael with 12 points.
Illinois State cleared everybody out to the left-hand side, which allowed the one-on-one on the right-hand block for Jackie Carmichael.
And a big basket for the Redbirds and a 42-37 lead. Cook in on Carmichael. The spin. The block by Carmichael is 4th today. Here's Moore, and then Cousin is going to settle things and hand it back to the point guard.
Be interesting to see if Tim Jankovic goes to it again with the clear out for Carmichael on the block.
Carmichael sets the
There
pick.
he is.
There it was off the double team. To a wide open Nick Moore.
From Jackie Carmichael.
A timeout. Timeout, Northern Iowa. Carmichael's doing a little bit of everything in this one today.
Watch how the ball comes to the right-hand side, and every white jersey goes as far to the right-hand screen as you can. Jackie Carmichael checks shot clock, settles, knocks down the shot with the clear out. So they decide to go the well again. This time Nick Moore sees that Johnny Moran turns and looks at the basketball, more nice to the basket.
Carmichael has his second assist. Go along with 12 points and 14 rebounds and 4 block shots. 44-37 Illinois State with 4:21 left in the second half. And all 4 of the block shots for Carmichael have come in this half.
Now there's the numbers right there, the double-double with the 4 blocks. All Missouri Valley Conference second team, all defensive team in the Missouri Valley, all improved team in the Missouri Valley. Pretty good sweep of awards for Jackie Carmichael.
Johnny Moran. Mark Sonnen. James has scored 2 points today. And there's Carmichael. Nice balance. Avoiding a terrible spill under the basket. And yet another board. Giving him 15 today.
Illinois State really going to make Northern Iowa play defense on this possession.
Here's Moore, cut off by Sonnen. Up front for Bryant Allen. 8 on the shot clock. Allen off the glass. A rebound for Johnny Moran. Great catch. And another block underneath. That was a sensational grab, but they couldn't score. They couldn't finish. And with 3:28 to go in the second half, it's Illinois State 44, UNI 37. one, Arch Madness, quarterfinal Friday in St. Louis. And let's take a look at today's game reset, made possible by Pepsi Max. 0 calories, maximum Pepsi taste. The arrow favors the Panthers. 4 timeouts for the Redbirds, only 1 for UNI. And you see the fouls. The Panthers 5, the Redbirds 4. And that goes down for Johnny Moran.
That's leadership right there. That's a guy that's been to the NCAA tournament, who's been to the Sweet 16. It's time for Northern Iowa to make a stand right now.
Northern Iowa's 7th made 3-point field goal attempt. 7 out of 20 today for the Panthers. Carmichael on the give. Cross to the baseline and back around. Sharp passing by Illinois State. 12 on the shot clock. Here's Allen. Nick Moore with a running one-hander, and it's short. And the volley, Wilkins gets the loose ball and scores his 3rd field goal.
Rebound, so critical in this basketball game. We talked about it in the open, and Illinois State has had their way on the glass.
Rank. High rebound volley by Carmichael over to Bryant Allen. Moran going for the steal, but Allen was able to protect the basketball for the Redbirds.
Illinois State has out-rebounded their opponents by 8 rebounds per game in their victories. They're up double digits in this game right now.
44-32, Illinois State on the boards. Carmichael with the touch, draws the double team. 6 on the shot clock. Looking for the opening, Cousin found it. Give him 5 points today. And an 8-point lead for Illinois State.
That's a freshman that just made the play of the game.
A timeout for the Panthers. Points in the paint. Illinois State 32-10 over Northern Iowa today. We were talking about a play of the day. Cousins saw a seam and ripped that fabric wide open, didn't he?
Yeah, now timeouts remaining. Northern Iowa with no timeouts left. Cousins goes right by the defender.
Anthony James lost a step, and Cousin cashed in with 2 more points. An 8-point lead for Illinois State, the biggest of the day for the Redbirds at 1:44 to go in the second half. The winner of this game will play Wichita State tomorrow. And coming up tonight, Creighton and Drake in the early game, Missouri State and Evansville in the nightcap. In the St. Louis area, come on down and join us at Scott Trade Center and join in the fun. It's been quite a year for the Missouri Valley. And people who have followed it closely have really enjoyed some intense basketball, and it has been so tough to win on the road, and all of those teams bunched at 9-9 using the tiebreaker system to set up the bracket. Made things interesting for the start of our Arch Madness.
11 wins for the Valley versus the Power 6 in non-conference play. Of course, Creighton was 3-0 versus the Big Ten, the only team in the country to go 3-0 versus the Big Ten in non-conference play. Wichita State, one of the best road teams in the country. Murray State undefeated at 13-0. Wichita State with double-figure wins on the road as well. What a year for the Valley.
Northern Iowa down by 8. A huge possession. Back door, and a basket for Johnny Moran.
Boy, experience counts for a lot, and Johnny Moran has a lot of big game experience.
He has 13 points. And a timeout taken by Tim Jankovic of Illinois State. And let's go over our State Farm players of the game, brought to you by State Farm. For auto, home, life, and banking, get to a better state. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com.
Jake Cook close to a double-double. And Jackie Carmichael, he's been able to score in the paint. His rebound total, 15 plus 4 block shots, 2 assists. And he's changed some shots inside as well.
And let's take a look at the last backdoor assist.
Johnny Moran just reads it perfectly. Watch him just bolt to the basket right there. Just goes nice hard to the bucket. Cook reads it. Gets it to his experienced teammate.
And Cook was able to use his body get the step inside Carmichael, and UNI was able to finish off 2 points. And now timeout taken by Illinois State. Remember, Northern Iowa is out of timeouts. We have 2 games left tonight, our evening session. The number 2 seed, the Creighton Blue Jays, will go up against Drake. Drake won the nightcap last night, beating Bradley. And the second game, Missouri State against Evansville. And Evansville and Missouri State have played 2 regular season overtime games, with Evansville winning both.
But Evansville has been very much a hard luck team, with 8 of their losses coming by a total of 15 points. And Colt Ryan against Kyle Weems in the nightcap. Doug McDermott, the nation's number 3 scorer, in the early game this evening.
Minute 23 left in this one. Illinois State trying to add to a 6-point lead. Carmichael with the catch. There's some grabbing going on, but no whistles. Moore in the front court.
Tim Jankovic really wants to spread this defense.
And there goes Tyler Brown over to the sideline near midcourt. 6 on the shot clock, under a minute to play in the game. And a long rebound, a scramble for that long rebound, and a foul called against the Panthers. Johnny Moran is called for his first foul in this one this afternoon.
Well, it's desperation time for these loose balls, and Johnny Moran sells out. There's contact there. The official makes the call.
That's the 6th team foul. So 1 more foul for Northern Iowa, and Illinois State will be on the line. Only 14 fouls for Illinois State. 55.9 seconds to go, with the Redbirds trying to advance to play the Shockers, the number 1 seed in the semifinals tomorrow. Long midcourt pass, Wilkins and Allen. And poked out of bounds, and Moran thought that went off Illinois State.
Well, it looked like it may have. It was right in front of us. Watch Brian Allen. Watch his leg. Well, it looks like it went right off of his knee right there. Johnny Moran had the best view of anybody.
You had the second best. And a foul as Chip Rank stops the clock with his 3rd personal, and 45.4 to go. From the free throw line, the Redbirds are 5 out of 7, and UNI 7 of 10 today. 1-1 here. Carmichael today from the line, 2 out of 3. He's looking for his 13th point. Illinois State 49, Northern Iowa 42.
Well, Jackie Carmichael has played hard today.
Got them both. 14 for Carmichael. He had 19 against Northern Iowa in December. 14 points in February at Northern Iowa with 13 rebounds. And Carmichael has had a big rebounding day today with 15. A new career high.
Well, Northern Iowa came into this game with an intriguing NCAA tournament resume. A lot of
Carmichael up for another block. Cook, too long. And that's out of bounds to Illinois State.
Watch Jackie Carmichael. Wow.
No chance for the Panthers to score as Carmichael, with great extension, denied the basket. And here's Carmichael on the run, and a foul on Rank, his 4th. The Illinois fans are beginning to celebrate with 30.8 seconds to go. An 8-point lead for the Redbirds. Carmichael will attempt to extend that from the free throw line.
Jackie Carmichael has been on a gradual rise of improvement. But today, he just rocket shotted himself into the stratosphere. He's played a tremendous game. All defensive team in the Valley. 2nd team all Missouri Valley. Most improved team in the Valley. Jackie Carmichael, you have arrived.
16 points for Carmichael. The last 4 from the free throw line. 16 points, 15 rebounds, 5 block shots.
And the tough thing for Northern Iowa fans, their team and their coaches, this team had, I think, a practical NCAA tournament resume that wasn't being reviewed on a national level. With a win today, I think it would have been reviewed on a national level. But I still think Northern Iowa is a postseason team. Got a good RPI, had some good wins this season. It looks like they're going to fall short in this quarterfinal game.
Moore taking the inbounds pass, takes a spill as he was fouled, stopping the clock with 21.5 seconds to go. Illinois State won the first meeting between these two teams December 29th by 4. And then the Redbirds lost to Northern Iowa in Cedar Falls in February. And here's what you're talking about with UNI.
Northern Iowa is School 1, Northwestern is School 2.
Yes.
Everybody is talking about Northwestern as being a bubble team in the NCAA tournament. When you look at those two resumes, you could make a real strong case for Northern Iowa flying under the radar for no good reason. I mean, take a look at those resumes. RPI 6150, road records 4-9-3 and 7. Look versus the top 50. 3-4 versus 2-10. Look at the non-conference strength of schedule. Number 19 for Northern Iowa. I think this is an NIT team and could have been an NCAA team if they would have made a deep run in this tournament.
It's almost like a lid is on the basket for Northern Iowa here in the late going of the second half. Over to the bench, Ryan Allen. And the bench, well, empty here for Northern Iowa with 16.4 seconds left.
Well, Chip Rank, only a sophomore, made the all-bench team for the Missouri Valley. Seth Tuttle, a freshman, the freshman of the year in the Valley. Mark Sonnen, only a junior. Jake Cook, only a junior.
And with time running down, Moore just dribbles out the clock. And Illinois State will advance to play Wichita State in the semifinals tomorrow. As the coaches and players shake hands, the conclusion of this game, Illinois State advances to 19-12. Northern Iowa is 19-13. And this was a game where Illinois State simply outlasted the Northern Iowa Panthers, and what a day for Jackie Carmichael.
One name alone, Jackie Carmichael.
Quarterfinals coming up tonight. Drake against Creighton at 6. Missouri State against Evansville after that. Now for Mark Adams, I'm John Rooney. For our entire Missouri Valley crew, so long from Arch Madness in downtown St. Louis, Missouri.